So the good news is at least it's faster, like a lot faster than what I think everybody was expecting. But the prices on the 4090 and the 4080, it's man. Let's talk about it. So welcome to F1 PC. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell icon. But today, Mr. Jensen in his leather jacket announced the 4090, the latest and greatest graphics card, and this thing looks like it's gonna just blow everything out of the water, including the 3090 Ti by 2 to 4 times the performance that we know from that card. So yeah, it's looking to be one hell of a card. It will be available on the 12th of October. They didn't really say if the 4080 will be available, but yeah, that's it probably won't be. It'll probably be a couple of weeks later. So what does the specs look like on this new card? So the 4090, it has 16,000 CUDA cores, over 16,000. A boost clock of 2.52 gigahertz, memory of 24 gigabytes, same as the 3090 Ti, and it is GDDR6X memory. Then we've got a bit of a funny one here with the 4080 lineup. So you'll see that there's actually two SKUs of the 4080. There's the 16 gigabyte and there is the 12 gigabyte. Now you'll see that they're not like for like. It's not just the memory that's different. You'll see that the CUDA cores go from 9,700 on the 16 gigabyte model to 7,600 on the 12 gigabyte. That is a bit of a cop out from Nvidia, in my opinion. So they should just call this straight up. They should just call this the 4070 and just call it a day, because it's just not the same card. What this shows, the way they're marketing it is 16 gigabyte 4080 and 12 gigabyte 4080. You would expect the 4080 to be the same base card, base PCB, everything the same except for the memory, but it's not. So that's a bit of a strange one from Nvidia. But anyway, let's look at the performance. So the 4090 compared to the 3090 Ti. So Microsoft Flight Simulator, you're looking at about double the performance, which is great. Warhammer 4000, you're looking at just over two times the performance. And then Cyberpunk 2077 with using the new ray tracing technology that they've got on these cards, you're looking at over 4 times the performance. That is way more than anybody expected. So that's the 4090 versus the 3090 Ti. Then for the 4080, we've got a couple more to compare. So the Microsoft Flight Sim, you're looking at about almost double the performance for both. Bearing in mind that this is a CPU intensive game. Then Warhammer 40,000, you're looking at so you can see here the 4080 16 gigabyte is almost twice as fast as the 3080 Ti. But then the 4080 12 gig is only 50% faster. I mean, only is kind of a weird way to say it, because 50% faster is already quite good, but it's a lot further behind the 4080 16 gig than I think people would have liked to see. So this is one of the reasons why a lot of people are saying this is just a 4070. And then for Cyberpunk 2077, again, more than 3 times, and then it's a bit closer this time, but this is probably thanks to ray tracing and DLSS 3.0, which is also new, by the way. You're looking at 2.5 times for the 4080 12 gig. So what are the new technologies that they have sort of announced? So they've explained that the Ada architecture unleashes the full glory of ray tracing. So ray tracing 3.0, I think ray tracing 3 they called it. And just by the way, they have announced Portal RTX. Portal, was it Portal RTX or Portal ray tracing? I don't remember. Anyway, the beloved game from Valve has now got ray tracing, and they have used that in their announcement. you can see it's quite impressive. So I'll be looking forward to playing that again in all its ray tracing glory. But yeah, so performance multiplier powered by AI. So Nvidia DLSS 3.0. This is where things get interesting. So if I just play this video, so if you see here, you'll be able to see without DLSS. Oh, let me just take these things away. So in Cyberpunk 2077, you're looking at 22 frames per second with DLSS off and ray tracing on. Bearing in mind these are both on 40 RTX 40 series GPUs. I believe it's the 4090. When they use DLSS 3 and ray tracing, it jumps to 96. Now this is much more than it used to jump on the 3000 series when you put DLSS 2 and ray tracing on. So I think that's where Nvidia's really pulled the cat out of the hat, or the rabbit out of the hat, or whatever you want to call it. They've really impressed with this leap in performance, so to say, on DLSS and ray tracing. Yeah, and then in terms of other sort of bolt-on technologies, you've got Nvidia Studio, Nvidia Encoder, Nvidia Broadcast, which we know. I'm actually using it for the stream. This is with no green screen, by the way. It's not perfect, but I mean, this is on a 2060, just by the way. And Nvidia Omniverse, and then Nvidia Canvas, if those things interest you. So yeah, that's about it. Funny enough, 2 hours before the press release went live, my good friends over at AMD decided to tweet a save the date. So the next big, well, actually, this will be after Intel. So Intel's coming up at the end of the month, and they'll have their Raptor Lake on stage. They'll show us all those good details, and then AMD's coming out with their sort of press release for their new RDNA 3 cards, which are hopefully going to be able to compete with the Nvidia cards that we saw today. I got a feeling that Nvidia is going to be a lot more expensive than those AMD cards. So yeah, that's another thing. So this is probably the worst part of all, is that the 4090 is priced at $1,600, $1,599. The 4080 16 gigabytes is, I think, 1,200, and the 4080 12 gig is 900. So $900. That is unbelievably expensive, no matter which way you look at it. So it sort of makes me feel like they are keeping those prices high in order for them to just get rid of their 3000 series stock, which is at the moment way overstocked. Their inventory they have way too many cards to sell still. And I think this is a way for them to sort of keep them at their prices that they're at now, because yeah, if they drop them, they lose more money, or they don't make as much, even though they're going to be making a ton anyway. So yeah, and then in terms of the 12 gig and 16 gig version of the 4080, I think they should have just gone and called it a 4070 for the 12 gig. But who are we as the gamers? We don't know any better. So yeah, save the date, 3rd November. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to actually pick up one of these cards. I don't think they'll be scalped this time around, because as we know, GPU mining is sort of dead in the water at the moment. So hopefully they'll be freely available. But in this day and age, I don't know who's going to be spending that much money on a graphics card to play games. But if you're one of those lucky few, then let us know. And if you're not like me, then Let us know what your plans are in the comments. Or what do you think of this whole thing? Yeah, so I'm going to cut it off there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.